Hey ladies, this is Mocha Mommy here bringing you another video. And in this video, I know that we have a lot of important pop cultural issues, career and dating issues to discuss, but I really find that I feel that I have to address the overarching theme of social anxiety and Black women. I really feel that we're at a point in time where it's getting more and more difficult to start to make friends and connections. And there's a lot of fear that is attached to taking chances and taking risks. But what I want to use this video to do is just to really encourage you that there is a really bright, big, beautiful world out there. And there are steps that you can take to help to quell or to address the issues that you might be experiencing with social anxiety. The truth is, as a result of the quarantine, more and more people are struggling with social anxiety. Not to mention, we're hearing a lot of issues that are surrounding public safety, as in mass shootings that are in places like malls, movie theaters, grocery stores, can also increase the amount of social anxiety that we're experiencing. More social media consumption, as well as the consumption of negative news, and can really also impact our mental health. We also are starting to realize that with a lot of us working from home, getting out of the house becomes more and more of a chore and more of an effort than it ever has before. So no one can blame you for struggling with social anxiety. In fact, millions of people are. So the first step is just knowing that you're not alone. You're not alone in your struggles with social anxiety to get out there and to get moving. The second part of understanding our social anxiety is to get self-care out there. That's what I like to call it. Usually it might just mean something that we enjoy and that's worth getting out of the house for. It could be something as simple as a nail appointment, booking yourself a massage, getting a membership to a spa that will allow you to use a variety of services like steam rooms or aromatherapy sessions, just doing something, even making appointments to get your hair done. I know that the quarantine has made us all a little bit more self-sufficient, but it's okay to go out and enjoy some of these services that people are offering to us for self-care. A lot of times Groupon is a great way to find discounted services, or even if you have a birthday or a holiday is coming up, it might be something you might think about asking from your family. Just make it an opportunity to make self-care something you enjoy and see if you can prioritize getting it outside of the house. Work out. I know that a lot of us have perfected our home workout routines because of the quarantine, where gyms weren't open and social distancing was encouraged. But now that those days are a little bit further behind us, let's make it a point to increase our participation in outdoor workouts. There are lots of outdoor workouts because, trust me, the quarantine 15 or 30 or 40 or however much you gained is not exclusive to Black women. Lots of people have gained weight over the quarantine and are on a weight loss or fitness journey in order to get in shape. So you're not going to be the only one that's out of shape in the group. So whether it be an outdoor yoga class, a fitness boot camp that takes place outside, or even just taking a part in your local walking trail where you know there's a lot of foot traffic and it's well lit and safety. Ladies, please make and take advantage of the opportunity to work out outside. Fresh air is great for your brain chemistry and good for your body to just be outside, getting some vitamin D. And that can also help with a lot of the anxiety by having a set routine where you know that you're going to be outdoors, getting fresh air, and just increasing that heart rate. So make it a point to work out outside. Tip number 3, small steps towards small talk. Oftentimes we pass neighbors, coworkers, maybe other people at the gym or in other restaurants or social settings, and we really don't extend it past the small talk of, hey, how you doing? Excuse me, good morning, good night, things like that. So what I want to challenge you ladies to do is to extend the small talk. Extend the small talk past, hey, how you doing? Now, for me, the biggest way that I extend small talk is through sports. Did you see the game this weekend? And then wait and gauge for a reaction. Typically, that allows people to bring down their guard and we can engage in a conversation on a more deeper level. And then now all of a sudden, I kind of know what team they're a fan of. And then that can maybe lead to, well, what part of the country are you from? What sports did you play growing up? And then that can really plant the seeds to further conversations as I go along. Even just noticing what people are wearing to work, or the types of pens or lanyards or bags or logos that they have around their uniforms or workwear. I just know that with me working in scrubs, sometimes a lot of my coworkers will choose a colorful lanyard or maybe a stethoscope cover that can denote anything that they're personally interested in. And I always make it a point to point those items out, give them a compliment on them, or just, maybe ask a question. I know that there was one of my coworkers who had just talked about how vigilant she is and how adamant she is about animal charities. So it was a really good opportunity for me to talk to her, and also for us to maybe even talk about personally getting together to do a charity race for the local animal shelter. So it just ended up being a really good exchange just by me putting in the effort to extend the small talk. Tip number 4 would be low stakes meetups and interactions. This is one of the reasons why I love online dating. And now that more of my friends are single and I'm seeing them go through it, it gives me a level of optimism. Believe it or not, it does give me a level of optimism. Why? Because these are women who haven't been in the dating market for a really long time, and having these low stakes interactions can really kind of get them out there and get their feet wet so that they're not so plagued by their past relationships and past mistakes, because it's very easy to discard interactions that don't go well, because most of them won't. Okay. We know that sometimes if you start to try to engage socially with some of your coworkers or neighbors or classmates, that there could be times when that might not always end up being favorable. Even though I suggest that we go past small talk, getting too personal can be too much of a challenge. This is why I think that perhaps these low stakes meetups and online dating sites are really good ways to just kind of keep it very light and very even keeled, just a way to kind of practice those conversational skills, really work on your feminine persuasion, really work on those active listening skills and vetting skills, really learning how to trust your intuition. These are going to be things that are going to come with practice, and these are things that you should definitely take seriously and take advantage of by doing meetups and some of these online dating sites. Because typically, if you have to end up ghosting the person, it has very little ramifications. My suggestion is, now I know that on this app, YouTube definitely does not like to encourage coffee or drinks only dates. I feel if you're suffering from social anxiety, it might not be a bad idea to meet up with someone in a high-end mall, a coffee shop, or a restaurant at a high-end mall. Meet the person there. Make sure that before the date even happens, you've scoped out, you know where the exits are, you know how to park safely. And then that way you can just devote maybe the 45 minutes to an hour to that date. And then you have another outlet to make plans elsewhere. Things like maybe getting your nails done, maybe getting your hair done, maybe getting some shopping done, maybe meeting up with a friend or a family member after the date is over to ensure your safety. I think it's a great way for you to quell your social anxiety while still putting yourself out there. Because remember, a lot of times these coffee date guys aren't serious anyway, so don't take them seriously. A lot of these meetups, you can always quit, and there's not a huge commitment level if you don't want to show up in the future, and you can give them a Google number and an email address that you don't check often. So ladies, I'm just trying to tell you, getting out there and having these low stakes interactions can help you better trust yourself and to deal with social anxiety. The 5th and final step would be getting therapy. The reason why I didn't recommend it first is because this is what I find is happening a lot in this space. I'm working on myself. That's why I'm not doing anything. I'm working on myself. Working on yourself is going to be a constant process, and you're never going to completely arrive. But I do suggest that if you feel that you need therapy for social anxiety or just a host of any other issues that you might be dealing with, where you may need professional help or an objective voice of reason in your life, I do suggest you do it. But I also suggest that along with that therapy, you put into practice the things that will help you calm and deal with social anxiety. So you don't have to adopt all 5 things, but you certainly should adopt more than one, and even challenge yourself by the end of August to have accomplished at least one of the things that help you to get a grip on your social anxiety. Even you find if you are going to be in therapy, your therapist is going to challenge you to confront your social anxiety by going out, by interacting, by improving those social skills that you have that so many people have lost during the quarantine. Again, you're not alone in your struggle with social anxiety. By getting out and exercising outside, it's really going to help improve your overall mood, making sure that you can take that small talk to the next level, and getting involved in some of these low stakes interactions that will help you to better trust your intuition and establish a network or of safety around you. And more importantly, getting therapy. Those things are all critically important. One is not independent of the other, but I really want to encourage you ladies that even if you are going to get therapy, you're still going to have to make an effort to confront your social anxiety. So ladies, I hope these 5 tips help, and I'll be back with more videos on online dating, offline dating, social interaction, sports, current events. But I really wanted to make sure that we're addressing the issue of social anxiety in the Black woman. I wish you ladies the best of luck out there, and challenge yourself to go above and beyond anything you ever thought you could accomplish. This is Mocha Mami, and I'll see you in the next video.